It's Little House Brewing Company's first fall here in downtown Chester. They just opened their doors a few months ago, so that's where Something's Brewing takes us today. We are going to talk about 3 beers they have currently on draft, and they also have a bunch of fall beers coming up. Sam Wagner, everyone, with Little House Brewing Company. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
It's great, and you have such a great spot here in downtown Chester.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what made you open a brewery? I know you do this with a partner, so we need to mention him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, it's a partnership, and it's really something that we've been working on together almost since we went to college together at Vassar, almost 5 years ago now. His name's Carlisle Schaefer, and he actually grew up in Chester, where we are right now, just like 2 minutes away. So, yeah, he's great. He's a good partner to have.
And he decided, let's open a brewery.
Yeah, it kind of started off as a joke. That's the way we tell it, but it's really the truth. Like, we were joking one day, another runner friend of ours on the cross-country team with us, we were like, why don't we open up a brewery one day? And it kind of just evolved into a real thing. There's a lot more in between there.
Sure. All right, well, let's talk about your beers. I know you have a few on tap. You're new. You're, what, 2 months old now?
Yep, coming up on 2 months.
So let's talk about your brown ale.
Sure, yeah. I mean, speaking of Carlisle, that's a recipe he's been working on for a really long time. I think since he started homebrewing, and it's a classic brown ale, but it also, we think, has got a lot more going on than a lot of other brown ales you see in the market. So a little bit roasty, but of course it's got a great, chocolatey note to it, and it's but not too heavy at the same time. People have been really liking it so far. Yeah.
And your pale ale.
Yeah, pale ale is a recent one. It's a Midwestern pale ale.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the brown ale. It's got a good malt backbone to it, but it also is really well balanced out with hop character as well and bitterness. So it's a pale ale. It's not an IPA, so it's really easy drinking. And again, people have been liking that one so far too. We call it Flyover, which is a bit of an homage to the Midwest, where I'm from. We joke that people just kind of fly over the Midwest, but we think that this is a good beer to stop in and check out. I think pale ales can get overdone a little bit because people are so used to making big in-your-face IPAs, but it's also important to make something that has a good balance between the hops and the malt at the same time, and is refreshing and not chewy.
And last but not least, your Bock.
Yeah, we're really excited about that one. That's another recipe that Carlisle's been working on for a while, back in our little nano setup that we did a lot of test brewing on. So that one is classic Bock. It's not too heavy, but it's also got a lot more going on than a box of lager. So compare it to like a Helles or a Pilsner. It's chocolatey, it's bready, it's toasty. It's really a good fall beer. And
we're in the perfect time for it.
Yeah. We like to say we have a beer garden in the back, and so we really that's where we would be. We really want people to come and just sit in the beer garden and enjoy a few beers, because it's really nice out there.
All right, we're going to bring in Carlisle now. And
hey, how's it going?
Hi, and so you're going to talk about what's coming up, because you have some good fall beers.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've got a bunch of new stuff in the tanks right now. We've got Twisted Stout, which is our big maple stout. It's going to be close to 8%. We've got a coffee porter we're calling Gone Muddin'. And that's brewed with Ashland coffee from Old Saybrook.
Awesome.
And then we also have a new IPA coming out as well, a New England IPA called Get Linux with American and New Zealand hops. So
super hoppy, or?
It's more on the juicy side, so it's a hazy, juicy IPA.
All right.
It should be like 6%. So.
Well, thanks so much for having us. This is fantastic.
Thank you. Cheers.
We're going to cheers. Something's brewing here at Little House Brewing Company. Cheers, guys.